Hello and welcome to our first official moving over to podcast territory podcast. This will still be a research, but more so of a sharing episode today. And Caira has a ton to share with us. I'm so excited. Um, it has been such a pleasure working with Caira. I can't speak more highly of another individual. Uh, she's been also so patient with me as there's been a bunch of things in flux. Um, and yeah, a bunch of moving parts. And she's been focused on a lot of the geography and the historical content and has a lot of new things to share that I haven't even heard yet. So I'm super stoked. I'm going to quickly go over very quickly talking about spirals because we're spiraling here into madness. But yeah, we're spiraling a little bit, but spirals are beautiful. And I have this great Celtic art construction that showcases a lot of examples that were in the Pictish school of Celtic art in Ireland. And a lot of them were done in series and sequences to be followed. And a lot of the work that I've translated thus far is about following sort of instructions and having sort of blueprints for a lot of different processes and cycles. And waves are incredibly important. So I'm going to share my screen and also share this book. There are so many different types of spirals. There are dual coils and tricoils or three coils. And we actually have what I think is a three coil example on 85R, which is acting sort of as a magnet for a lot of my translation thus far. This is the Four Maidens, and they're discussing the act of wrapping and protecting seeds and cuttings and transferring them and exchanging them between one another, seeds of knowledge uh, and utilitarian specifically. That translation is on my Substack. I definitely recommend reading the full translation there. There's just a lot of beauty and intention in this one page. And we see the spiral in several other pages as well. And I do think that it is significant, and it immediately brings to mind ancient British and Pictish Irish art, specifically the three coil. And leading into sort of a conversation about geography, which Caira is going to take off, which I'm so glad that I can stop rambling because I'm talking so much. But one of the aspects of the Pictish school is to include a lot of different stages. So a person could follow a drawing and sort of make the pattern in the same way. And the patterns don't necessarily just apply to drawing, but also braiding and folding and making knots and making rope and making fibers and making lace and making everything related to cloth. So it's just like incredible. But there's also this book, which I'm not going to get into, but I highly recommend because it's really comprehensive. I showed this on live last night, but this is the Book of Kells, and it has such an incredible overview for such a small book. And you can even see the marginalia of the bored monks being like, "Get me out of here." But very quickly, I'm going to share my screen. I've got a few too many tabs, but most of the audience can relate, I'm sure. We've developed such an incredible audience here. Thank you for everyone following along and supporting this. This has been a true labor of love. I am so astounded that Caira and I have also found each other. I I'm just like, universe, thank you. Also,
Yeah,
so
have you told people that I just like reached out from TikTok one day? That's how we met and started doing all this.
and you could have easily been a bot too. I sometimes filter
You were
people that don't
suspicious.
have. I just trusted your language. I think I have a knack for knowing whether or not someone's a bot. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see our meet. Now I can see the map.
Okay, there's the map, but I first just wanted to show the spiral. So you can tell how many coils are involved by the direction. We can't see exactly because the sun is obscuring the center. But usually there's one going in this direction. You can see another one starting here, 2 and 3. So it does look like 3 coils there are involved. And again, just for reference, that looks like this. We're spiraling. Oh no. And going back to the cartography map, which is Ross here. I've said in previous videos and on the podcast with TLB, the most recent podcast with TLB Pod, I'm mainly talking about hagfish. And I sort of show examples of how these look like cross sections of hagfish, while simultaneously being and acting as a navigation route that we see this exact setup in other maps of the same time period, cartography maps specifically for trading routes. And so these marking different trading locations, this is Tangier, and it lines up pretty exactly. And Ireland over here. And what is presumed to be possibly Porto Cerisio in here, along with all of these communes. These communes are a lot of them are exact, definite locations. Others are a little bit loose, just because the language employed is obviously, it's phonetic still, but it's different from Irish. So we have some very odd character sequences. But these are all phonetically using the same system that's also on my Substack, if you want to try to translate yourself. Using my lexicon phonetically, a lot of these are direct matches, and Caira was able to look into a lot of different communes and locations on previous research calls on YouTube. I definitely recommend seeing them, even though they're a little bit lengthy. But we don't know for certain if this is Porto Cerisio. I do think that there are clues linking these to Porto Cerisio, but it's not directly translated, so it is still
Our other big contender for that would be Aachen, right?
Aachen. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Even though with Aachen we don't have an exact match for these little guys here. So very quickly, I just wanted to point out that we have different processes here. This is the making of rope, seeds, reeds, and that I go over in my Substack as well. All of these are different processes or manufacturing in different areas on the trade route. But as I was looking through the Pictish School diagrams, I noticed that in addition to looking like a cartography map, because this is very clearly a cartography map, but also very clearly cross sections of a hagfish. We see the little teeth here. In addition, more compression, more consolidation of ideas, we have a really similar look to these depictions of braids and knots from the Irish Pictish School of Celtic art. So I just wanted to share that and pass the torch over to Caira to talk about some really exciting geographical location findings.
All right.
Do you want me to keep the screen up, or should I?
For now, yeah, you can keep the map up because we're sort of dealing with a map within a map situation, with the communes in the center being its own thing. And then we have the greater all around the perimeter, the sailing route. And I think we've done 2 calls now where we've talked about the sailing route, and we've solidified a lot of locations, and we've established. Actually, I'll share my screen and put what we have for the sailing route up.
I just got so excited.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, so we start up here on the west coast of Ireland, and then we move down south to Duncowan, over west into Cornwall, then we get up to the top of France, then down here is Donostia. This is like the Basque region. And then we've said in all of the calls that this feels like we're missing a spot somewhere between, because to go all the way around Spain and Portugal and into the Strait of Gibraltar without a stop just doesn't make sense. And so like behind the scenes this whole time, I've just been sort of looking up historic port cities of the northwest of Spain and the west of Portugal. And I had a list of like 10 possible solutions that all made sense geographically. But I'll zoom in a little bit. Right here is A Coruña, which it fits beautifully on the route.
How it's spelled.
Well, back in our time frame, it would have been Crunia, Crunia, at the time.
Okay.
And it also is home to the very famous Santiago de Compostela church. People may know it as the church that was robbed in 2011 of a manuscript. I know about it because Jose Booth takes credit for it in the Shrek movies.
I always joke that I'm gonna Nicolas Cage like the Declaration of Independence with the Voynich.
Well, so
you're gonna take that seriously though.
The person that robbed this church was like a disgruntled former employee that wanted to like get back at the boss. But that's besides the point.
Side note, did you see the footage of the people that robbed the Louvre? They were like so slow. Why is that so funny?
It is really good. Okay. So A Coruña sits right on the like very tip of the northwest of Spain, and it has like a Celtic ancient history / Gaulish, both, which was promising for me. They also, if you look at our route, we've talked about this before.
Really quickly, what is the stop before it?
Donostia.
Okay. Sorry.
We've talked before about how every location on this map speaks a dialect or its own language separate from the place that you would think. Obviously Irish. Over here you have people speaking Cornish. Haggais was over here. People speak Basque over here. Here you have Amazigh people.
Oh, right. I remember, yeah.
Right. So, A Coruña, they speak Galician. So I was like, okay, this is promising. The rest of the cities don't have like a coastal dialect or a coastal language.
Right.
or anything like that. So I started with that. Come to find, so I really cannot like undersell the fame of this church.
Yeah.
It's a big pull for people all around the world. It's a pilgrimage site.
Okay.
And wouldn't you know, the souvenirs from this pilgrimage are found in Ireland. So we know that Irish people were taking this
Oh,
pilgrimage over
okay.
here.
Okay.
And
Can you zoom in?
I sure can.
Gosh, it's
It's
so
right on
cool.
a little.
Oh, it's right on the coast.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just look at they really zoom in? I wonder if that, let me just see if any of the,
You're gonna die when I show you the Tower of Hercules.
you said it's after Dynastia. What's the one before it?
What do you mean?
Or sorry, what is the Cassier Seguir is before it? The one before?
It would sit in between these two. Yeah, it would sit between Donostia and Xar Sigir.
Um, oh my God.
What?
Wait, what, how is it spelled again?
Which one?
The same
Crunia.
one.
So at the time, it would have been Crunia, Crunia.
Yeah. A loose possibility for the pipes. That would be the spot, right? Looking at the cartography map really quick. The pipe.
Hold on. Can I switch
Probably.
tabs and you'll see? No, hold on.
That has the though, Acrinia. Is there
Where
anything
on the map?
associated? Is there anything associated with pipes with it?
With Crunia?
Hernia, yeah.
I don't think
Is
so.
there anything associated with the small, very thin tower? Like, yeah, zoom into the top left. There's a
This is
small,
as far in as I can zoom on this.
do you want me to share screen really quick?
Yeah, if you want to.
I just want to check
Oh.
something really quick. Going off topic a little bit here.
No, because A Coruña has the Tower of Hercules that I was going to show you anyway.
Can you see if it looks like this?
It looks exactly like the
Are you seeing?
yeah, I see that. It go over to the top right circle where the tin streaming circle.
Well, this is what I was thinking. After Kasir Sagir, I'm probably butchering that. Kasir Sagir is like around here. This is possible. This is a corn a queernia a queernal
So
possibly.
in our time frame, A Coruña got famous for like its royal mint and coin making. That's what it was sort of known for at the time.
Well, you're
But
looking at the top right.
yeah, go a little further into the circle. You see the tiny towers
Yeah, these tiny towers. This here.
down, like at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock over down here.
D- Yep,
Here.
that tiny one, and then the one next to it.
This one here.
That's yep. So it
Oh,
looks more like those, which
oh,
I
here,
thought
but
was
that's a
weird.
different. This is a different area.
I know, which was bizarre to me, but I'll show you what it
Really
looks like.
quickly, really quickly. Does it not look like this? Any of them? No.
Um,
The Tower of Hercules.
the Tower of Hercules, I think, has been rebuilt.
Anything related to?
No, it doesn't look like that. I'll show you. It looks remarkably like the ones in the the top right.
Oh,
Hold
I
on.
see. Okay. This one does seem like it's a hodgepodge of multiple places, just based off of what I've translated as well. Like
Right.
this is like one of those stopping points for food, but could be also like a place to retell stories of the previous places.
Yeah.
A stopping point to eat, or possibly and then this is recoil. Recoil, the word.
Mm.
Let me see. So these little guys, you're saying these? Let me let you share your screen. You said
I guess in general they kind of look like any old lighthouse, really, but
this might be all the places that you could stop to eat, to have like.
do you see it? Like it looks just like it.
Oh wow!
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's like square and circle at the top. Oh wow!
And it has the little tiny windows.
Wait, let me see if that looks like. Yeah, it doesn't really look like the. Was it always there? Time frame, does it match?
It's been there since like ancient times. This is a very old thing.
Interesting.
I love it. I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
So it's also the home to that, which would definitely be noted, I would think, on the map. But maybe they just use the memory of that to show another break. I don't know.
The circle
But
thing.
yeah, it's around what look like it right here. You can see it kind of looks like it was built around an old ring fort.
Does the shape look anything like that weird shape in the top left? You did
That little bit of coast on the map, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've that little chunk of coast has been haunting me. Hold on. Um, I can go back to the map.
And
We're talking about this, right?
Dynastia isn't an exact. Oh, I remember. Dynastia has gone by like a million different names.
Right. It also has gone by San Sebastian. We're talking about this chunk in the top corner for people that are unsure of what the heck we're always going on about. But some other
slightly below where the pointy tower is. I'm just curious about this lake.
this.
Yeah,
No,
because it feels
there are
like
a few buildings. Here, I'll stop sharing for a second. There are a few like famous historic buildings that I can look at that are right here.
that divot. I feel like would be the only thing is the only thing is that the divot, like the actual geography there, I feel like would have been articulated.
Yeah.
Or it could be blended with another place.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a bit of that happens with the castles. There's like multiple places referenced.
There are a lot of old castles over here. This was an ancient Greek and Roman city, so it has a lot of like big history. It has its own um it looks like a almost like a Stonehenge.
Ooh, the monolith.
It's like a big stone circle right across from the Tower of Hercules on the opposite side of that little peninsula.
Wait, can we see?
Yeah. I don't I don't know how long it's been there. I'm just seeing it now. Hold on. Um, Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, weird.
So the Tower of Hercules is right here. And this is where that little
What was it? What was that place called?
menhirs for peace.
Yeah.
I Menhirs Pola Paz. What would
It's
it
so
have been
cool.
called at the time?
I
And
don't see anything like
it's
that.
in the same park as the Tower of Hercules.
I don't see anything like that.
It's so bizarre. It's cool.
There are so many nebula that you were talking about in our last um, conversation. You were talking about what is it called? Nebulae?
Lines,
Nebulae
yeah.
lines. There are so many on this cartography map.
Yeah. In the bottom right corner, you see them, I think, depicting like you see the sun in the corner and then it looks like a cloud and maybe rain.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Some other things I found about A Coruña though. This is cool. Because we see a lot of scalloped edges as decoration.
Hmm.
This is the pilgrimage badge for the 1400s or 1300s and 1400s. And they were known for the scallop shell.
Mm.
And I don't know if this is one that was found in Ireland or England, but it's in the London Museum now. Shocker.
Whoa.
Um, and I have an example of what their coins looked like too at the time, but that's not really relevant. What is relevant is this. Okay. This is talking about Irish pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela in A Coruña at the time. It attracted large numbers of pilgrims all over the Christian world during the medieval period. Souvenirs have been recovered across Europe, including Ireland. He enjoyed great devotion in medieval Ireland, and his image turns up on a number of Irish medieval tombs. Imagine my surprise when I saw this picture, and at the bottom it says, on a medieval tomb at the Franciscan Friary at County Galway. That's pretty cool.
Whoa.
But much like later in the map, you know how it talks about like a rough part of the route that's like kind
Yeah,
of
yeah. That's where it's like uh the section where there's like waves where it's like
right.
tumultuous. Yeah.
So this goes on to talk about, especially in the 1400s, many accounts of pirates attacking ships for continental sources. They were known to kill, kidnap, and ransom or enslave pilgrims. There's a 1453 chronicle recorded to the capture of some 300 pilgrims who killed all the men and enslaved the women. And then there's another in 1473. They were these were pilgrims trying to return from Santiago de Compostela, and they
That's
were captured by pirates.
that is at the location on the map
Mm-hmm.
where there would be like rough weather. It's like rough weather is described.
Right. They talk a lot. It says a lot. The storms, disease, and pirates were the biggest problems. But there's the pilgrims were later released. They were held ransom by the pirates.
Held handsome.
They were held
I like
ransom.
handsome better.
But yeah, this is the most promising, I think, in terms of places that we could be missing as far as the sailing route goes. I also have there's this other, let me make sure I have it all
Would
logged
would
in.
would women be sailing at this time?
Yes, as far as I can tell.
And then very quickly, I wanted to briefly touch on something that we talked about like so many calls ago.
Okay.
Really quickly, can we talk about um, the Order of Franciscan like minorities? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like OFM. I forget exactly what it's
Yeah,
called.
it's just what Franciscans are called in Italy. It's the order of the Frati
No,
Minori.
no, this one is different. It's OFM. OFM. It's specifically a friary for underprivileged youth or something.
The OFM is the order of the Frati Minori, no?
No, this is that is what you were talking about, but there's another OFM. It's
Um,
for underprivileged youth or something. Just like, do you see what I'm talking about in your search? It was like students attended the monasteries who didn't
well, yeah, in the Irish
have
friaries.
the Irish friaries. Yeah,
I think that's just sort of part of their practice was that they would let anybody
I think
in.
it's called the OFM in Galway or County Clare, maybe.
Um,
I'm not sure if that's correct though. Don't quote me.
mm, it just takes you to the Irish Franciscan page.
Okay.
No way this year is the 800th anniversary of the death of Saint Francis.
Yeah, no, this is Order of Friars Minor.
Yeah, that's just
Saint Francis of Assisi. We already talked about that. Yeah. Poorhouses in Ireland. Friaries were later called guardians. Okay, I'll let you get back on track. I got lost for a second. Sorry.
that's okay. Um, there's a major immigration of Irish over to A Coruña in the early 1600s.
Okay.
Um, predominantly Gaelic Irish, a number of 10,000 individuals emigrated there after failed Spanish military intervention at Kinsale in 1601.
Yeah, there's so much like drama that happened with Spain and the fisheries in Ireland. That's like the book that I was reading that I was telling you about the the medieval fisheries in Ireland. Saw
Yeah.
so much like Spanish Inquisition, and there was like a lot
Yeah.
going on in terms of trade and merchants. Um, yeah, not always the best relationship. It seemed like it was a bit strained.
Yeah. So this is outside of our time frame, but there's a piece called From Munster to A Coruña Across the Celtic Sea: Emigration, Assimilation, and Acculturation in the Kingdom of Galicia from 1601 to 1640. Some guy, Kieran O'Shea from College of Dublin. It's
Well, there.
very cool. He talks about how like language morphed and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, like in terms of grammatical stuff. One of the things that
Right.
stands out with like my theory is part of it is just that I've inferred through pattern recognition and like knowing languages, and it doesn't apply to Irish. So one thing that's like wrong with my theory that doesn't fully connect with Irish is the grammatical aspect. And there are Spanish and Italian overlaps with what I'm seeing in terms of um
Like De Tripoli is so Italian.
for yeah, and well that's just like a place name, but I'm thinking of like the the grammar. So the phonetics, like the phonetics are able to like the person was able to like make the sounds with the language that are from other countries in a clever way. But what I mean is like the actual grammar. So the idea of coming after the place that it's coming from. So that's the O, or sorry, the A fada, but it's written like an O and then the little X.
Right.
Or sorry, it's written like an A and then the X. So it looks like an English A and then the downward facing X, which is like the L or the fada that I have translated as an L or a fada. And when that comes at the end of a word, it's from whatever precedes it. And I worked that out logically after translating so much and realizing that that's where the pattern is fitting. But it's not, that doesn't happen in standard Irish. It doesn't happen in Old Irish. It doesn't happen in modern Irish. So things like that with the grammar, it's clear that there was influence that was Romance language oriented. But still, even right now, I don't even know if that's a Romance language thing. I assume I assume it is, but
That's so cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people tend to think your theory is that it's written in Irish, but it's really that it's just accessible through Irish. This is its own little amalgamation.
Yeah, and like I mean there's so much compression in it for a reason. Like that's why I think it's referred to as like eb agam. It's like a coastal language. It's like a coastal hook. It's like a hook, very literally like hooking a fish, you know, like it's like this is accessible through Irish. I think it was written with Irish. The person had a expansive understanding of how Irish language worked and how it could be accessible across the board.
Right. And that is another part of why we came to the Franciscan theory, because they were so often translating between Irish and Latin and Irish and Italian and Irish and Greek.
Right.
And they were in the Holy Land, they were in Africa. It just fits with the knowledge that we're being presented with.
And there's just so much like compression and squishing happening, and then an expansion when you're able to read it. The fact that for 600 years no one was like, this is a cross section of hagfish, when it's very literally a cross section. It's like the more you look, the more it expands into more different meanings, more different connections, not in a schizophrenic, kooky, crazy connections where there don't exist kind of like way, but in a way where it's very intentional. Like
it must have
taken like a computer
such a grasp on language.
I know, it's remarkable. It is remarkable. Like, and I'm so glad that like demonstrations are picking up and becoming a thing a little bit more, because there's going to be more extrapolation than just like myself. Like I have worked on this so long, and I know that like it never ends. It's like finding a well of like
we're gonna have to.
It's like finding a slime.
It ties into
so much.
Your Substack with the balsam. And then I was confused, and then I ended up finding something completely different that still kind of fits. That's like, what?
When there was I was so glad that you said that though, because I was like, yeah, I can definitely be clear. Things get a little bit muddy sometimes.
Do you want to go over communes because someone in the comments was talking about French towns. So I think
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw you responded to that. I was so glad that you did.
I was like, that's awesome. We've talked about it. We'll talk about it again.
I was like, thanks, Mom. I love that. Okay, yes.
Okay. Can you, since you can zoom in on your version, can you screen share the center circle of the map again?
Sure can.
And then do you want, I don't know which ones are listed where.
So remember when we did the first round?
Mm-hmm.
That's going up, starting at 1 here to 12 at the
Okay.
bottom. And the second round that we did are up here, starting at 1, going to, what is that?
And we haven't secured all of them. There are a couple that I think we might.
There are a couple that I feel like we could probably revisit,
Right.
knowing what I know now about two of the characters, which I talk about in my subset stack. I won't get into, but there were slight changes, and my understanding of a character like this, for example, is different than it was 2 months ago. Like
Cool. What does that mean to you now?
the creative characters like this is not a standard character. This is not a standard character, but I understand more of what that could be. Like a great example of like what I'm talking about in terms of like understanding the nuances of decisions of characters is the trembling poplar uh,
Mm,
episode part that I did on my 100-part series, but where I talk about trembling poplar. That's both on my TikTok and my Substack. Um, but the combination of the Poblug, that was for Poblug, BL, the combination of BLL, for example, is slightly tilted, and you can see why it would be
that's
for
cool.
reasons that I get into. But yeah, so this could use a revisit, I think, all around. But a lot of them we do have solidified in this bottom 1 through 12 list.
Yeah, I think I probably don't have these because I'm going off of a Google Doc that I wrote down. But I think we start with Atidon. Is that first?
Autodon? No.
Up in Ireland.
No, let me see if you're looking at this other list. Autodon, yep. This one, the top list.
That's up top.
Autodon.
And
Atiden.
okay.
Atiden.
And then does it go to Ditchling after? Were we confident with Ditchling? I
No.
don't think it's one that we spent a lot of time with. I'm a lot more comfortable with the French and Italian locations.
Ditchling was a side note. That was a side quest that has a different pronunciation. Ditchling has a separate pronunciation.
Well, because we also have
A teen. We had the repetition of a teen. A teen.
yeah, I have that.
Odal. Otto.
I have Adol.
Bredin. Bredin. Atreed. Atrish.
That's one that we never totally locked down. I have contenders for that one though.
So, just to mention really quick, L and R have overlap, and Atlish could possibly be Adalish. Adalish. Adalisk, Trisk,
Hold on.
Trisk, Talisk.
It definitely has a k at the end.
No, the end could be a sk or a sh.
Because there were two.
This is this character here. This is usually a blend between S and C. So sk, sk, or sh, like fully ch. like ish. This could
Mm.
be ish ending. This is the E sound, ish.
So could it be like a tree?
Mm,
That's the closest I found is a tree. I can also look at,
that would mean that would be silent. Unlikely.
I can,
Unless it's like attrition.
there's acri, there's acqui, um, Alanis, Alice.
Alanis?
Yeah. Or
What were the previous pronunciations?
so there's an Alanis, or it's the same spelling just without the N. Alice.
Alice, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That is, hold on, let me find where it
Is
is.
there a T there? At Atlice?
No, Alais.
Never mind, probably not. Or it's from AT. So AT, let me just double check here. It could be lice. It could be lice. Because AT is
Let me find where that is.
it's so weird. 10 Glen has been having so many issues lately for tracking, so I have to use Google for it. So at is sometimes used for the heat, like the heaving of sea,
Hmm.
or like swelling, verb of swelling, bloat, but usually it's like in this context, it would be talking about going towards um
Heading to in the direction of.
yeah, in the direction of condition of position with an adjective. So existing, it's a form of like existing too, if it were like ata, but on a map, it could be like being used as a positional or like the difficulty of getting there, like the heaving of the sea.
Alice fits geographically very well. It's right next to three of our other locations.
It's Atlas.
ALAIS at the time. Now it's known as ALES.
Maybe. Where is it?
France.
Is it a commune?
There's a convent.
Convent? Okay.
There's a Franciscan convent from the 1300s.
I would put a tag in it.
Add it to.
Is it LES?
Mm,
Do you have anything? Do you have anything that's LIS or TELIS? 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 Telis?
um, starting with a T.
Yeah, starting with a T.
Let me go.
Sometimes the O is just a inflection at the beginning. See this? This can
Mhm.
sometimes be just an inflection. If there's a hard T, you see that kind of everywhere on different occasions where it's just inflection, or in some cases it's acting as a period or a stop in the start of a sentence.
Huh. Okay, hold on. It's such a pain in the butt. I can't skip by letter. I have to go page by page.
Mm.
I'm in the J's. M N P. So many S's.
In France? Are you looking at France?
I'm looking at the database of Franciscan houses. It's been
Yeah,
the most promising so far for finding locations.
right.
Um,
Is it snowing right now? Better not.
Turney, Terracina.
It is snow. It is snowing right now. It is snowing where I'm at.
Ew.
I know. No, how dare.
I have Tivoli. I've got
Tivoli?
Tivoli.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's like Bard. That's where I lived when I was off campus at Bard, Tivoli. No, it's definitely this is definitely not Tivoli.
I have Todi. I have
This would be
Toledo.
T with an L or an R at the beginning of it. T with an L or an R at the beginning of it.
I've got Tolosa.
Has ever been to like Toulouse? Toulouse?
Tolosa. Let me look.
I don't know though.
It's in the Basque region. We have Donostia in the Basque region.
There's a
Mhm.
slight possibility that they made a mistake and it's in a priest, priest.
Um,
It could be, it could also be Saint.
there's so many Saint ones.
I mean, it could be Saint Reese, Saint Lise, but are you not seeing anything for Sali Tree?
Not really. I'm still going through the T's though. I have Torrijos.
Churrios?
Torrijos with a J at the end. Torrijos.
Yeah. This is Spanish?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe.
Definitely.
Okay, let's see.
Churrios. Two Churrios. Churrios. It looks like Churrios to me.
Does it really?
It really does.
I'm shocked. Okay, let's see where
This
that is.
is an E sound. This is an R. This is a T. Churrios. This is blended already, so have a bit of that. Churrios.
Let me see where it is in Spain. Oh, hmm. It's like smack in the middle of Spain.
Well, this is smack in the middle of whatever the top.
Oh, true. There's also, I was,
Oh, well, these ones are not coastal. Remember, a lot of these ones are not coastal.
yeah, but none of them are like super far inland either.
This one's like really far inland.
Which one?
Trios. It's far inland, you said?
Yeah, it's like literally like the middle of Spain, not far from Madrid.
Do you have
Hmm. Possible. I'll add it to the. I have so many different Google Maps saved of all of our stuff.
I know.
I have like sailing route, communes, and then
This has been
possible
like
communes.
a little more variable than I'd like, like our process right now seems like a little bit more variable than I'd like. It's just that so many of the characters here are blended. Like almost every single word has an uncharacteristic character, which is actually like a job of like the paleographer is to look at differences of characters. Um, and there's just so many little strange distinctions that are clearly they're spelling something that is phonetically um, different
Yeah, it
than
makes sense why
baseline.
they would do it. What about
Like,
Tronny?
look at these two characters. Look at this. Look at this character. Look at this character. They're technically the same character, but look at how pointy and look at how
Yeah.
curvy. And this like bend here. This bend is usually for a different character that precedes it.
Mm,
And if this is tilted downward, then you're looking at something that is blended with an L.
right.
Look at the differentiation here. So this is a CH or a C, and then this is a G. But this G is slightly tipped off, which is usually an R. So an erg, org, torg, torque, something harsh with an R and a G.
So
And then
fun.
look at this. What the hell is going on here? I think they just messed up. That's Aten. Aten.
These are so
Look
fun.
at this. Look at that. Look at that. Like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
This I have translated though. These are like the sinewy intersection. This has
that's
double
what it's
this has
describing.
double meaning. This is double meaning for
Mm,
the towers. Remember the not towers, the let's see. Look at Do you want to see how many? Isn't this insane? Look at my process. It's becoming more organized, but it's
it
like
is getting more organized.
way more files than is humanly possible.
At least they're labeled.
My adjusted transcriptions has reached 6,000 lines. Can you believe that?
That's
Almost
impressive.
7,000. Look at that.
Been searching up plenty.
I know I'm like searching for a person. We'll find out about that later. Stay tuned. um, oh, we're also going to have a separate video where we're talking about an adjacent manuscript that's super exciting. I can't wait to talk about that. Before we do that, what am I searching again? Oh, the center of 85. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is Ross. Geography. Oh, drink. This is the drinking fees.
Could it be Tui? Tui?
No,
T-U-I.
it's gotta end with an S or an SC or a CH.
Oh.
Oh, haddock. Because it's like I don't get certain words that often, so it's like they're logged in my head as like where we're at. This is the royal right circle on the top right, where it's clearly talking about like a stopping point of a journey. Yeah, these are just like a series of my searches on Tenglen. And these are the non like these are just like rough. These are adjusted rough transcriptions that I'm just basically searching Tenglen and then moving them over. But now how I've organized everything is all of these are the each. Let me just close these down because there's here is open, rest open. All these are like plants with their separate folders. Some of them are too big. I have labels in process, labels. Everything is, look how organized I am.
You're getting better.
I'm getting better. See you guys. um, but yeah, so basically every single page now has its own text component, its own series of everything. So I'll have a sans search. And then a screenshot of everything in one place per page. And then, so I'll have a more finalized, clean cut translation that I have in these folders. And then I'll have the searches include sort of a messier version. And then the full original, messy, incomplete, kind of chaotic nonsense exists in this master kind of TXT, which has now 7,000 lines. But the interior wall of the center of the cartography map. Yeah, I have the word for long elongated object, stringed, like the inside of something that's stringed, stringy. And yeah, we see that in the center, possibly Aachen related, long elongated object. We have possibly mention of virgin, but this word is literally like so many other words. And the word for poles and rafters. So this is the clearest thing that we have there is poles and rafters, where it's describing what we're looking at. Which I will pull it up right here. Poles and rafters. Poles and rafters, that's the word. I don't know how to pronounce that. Kabrak, 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 Kabrak. Kabrak, Agog, Ogog, Agog. Og, AG is Og, OG in Irish, which is little. It's a diminutive, little. So is din, actually. In, din, and og are all diminutives. So we've got a diminutive here for small, diminutive here for little. Small, little. Agog. Little linguistic lesson there. All right, I'll let you.
I think we talked about the possibility of châtain being châtillon. I don't know where that's listed.
Châtillon. Can you tell me if that was in the first or the second email? I can just also look really quick.
I want to say it's on the bottom section of the communes.
This is a commune, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have Shadan. That could possibly be it. Châtillon. Because if I heard that, Châtillon, and I was trying to phonetically spell it in Irish, I would do something similar to what they wrote. Really similar.
Let's see if anything better fits. Just because Châtain
E
doesn't fit in the way the rest of the communes are all pretty, like their histories fit together well. Châtain's doesn't.
Okay, yeah, maybe we could find something closer to it's spelled Chadin. So phonetically something similar to Sadin, Satin, like satin, Scatin, Chadin, Chatin.
I've got Châteldon. I have.
And the first letter can be S, SC, or CH.
Yeah, I'm starting at the C's. So for the C's, the only one that I have that decently fits is Châteldon. Châteldon. But I don't think that's.
Unless it was shortened at some point in the history. And then another one that I have is Sabrin,
Sabron we have.
We have that one already, yeah.
That's another one that I'm like, their history is messed up because they were owned by like this feudal noble family, and like they were in ruins through the Middle Ages, basically.
Oh no.
So it's hard to find much about Sabron in our time frame, but that doesn't mean that it's not correct. S is so many sons.
You have an obelisk.
What? As a location?
Something similar to Obladosk. Yeah, because there's an odd character here that before I did the trembling poplar, I wouldn't have known that this is like a blah. I might think this is a pla.
Where are you looking?
Or am I sharing my screen?
No.
Oh, no wonder. I was like, why aren't you?
You were. I don't know what happened.
So this character is just like the trembling poplar character. It's tilted downward, so it has an L.
Did we have something for that? Or is that you had Dogholman as a possible thing?
And then just to show you, this is a character that's never been used in the entire text.
Oh, good.
The original, completely OG. But it's a D mixed with what looks like
a tail.
An SC. Like an
Dash.
Or dashed. Yeah, maybe a sht. Like a obladashed. Obladashed.
I don't even know how to
Obdashed.
Have you told me that before?
No, because
you have nothing like that.
Because this, when I worked out trembling poplar, that's when I found out that this tilting downward was adding an L to this shape.
Got you.
And just to reiterate, the characters on this page are not consistent with the rest of the script, are not consistent with each other.
Yeah.
So it's very clear that there are phonetic distinctions being made. That's why it takes a lot of time for us to like secure locations. The ones that we came across like to begin with were all pretty accurate. Not all of them were correct though.
Right. I think our best one so far has been us being haunted by Deddle and finding Teru.
This is this one. This is Teru.
That was haunting us. because we were just like
That was such a good
DEDL.
episode. Oh my gosh. Tuttle. Oh my gosh, so cute.
That's definitely like one of our best ones. So also it's worth mentioning, you already mentioned Adol as one of them, and that's in France now. And then it's very close to another one that you have, Thading. I don't know where Thading is on in the
Oh yeah,
circle.
I remember seeing stuff here.
So they're very close together. So it's interesting that they're on like the different parts of the
This is
circle.
dating, and you said a tool, right?
And Adol.
Adel is right here. This is exact. This is an exact match phonetically. Adel. This is
And so
exactly how Adel should be looking like. This is, you said Thaden?
Thading, Theding.
Yeah, this is Thaden. So it's very
So
close. Very close.
Adel and Thading at our time frame were part of the Duchy of Lorraine.
Douchey? Douche?
I like Duchy. I think it's more fun.
The douchey.
In the Duchy of Lorraine.
I love it. I love it.
And they had a shockingly big Franciscan presence at the time.
Okay.
Like the Duchy is not a big area, and there's Franciscan presence in all 4 of its major cities. And like to the point where the dukes were being buried in Franciscan places. And so the fact that Thading and Adel are next to each other in the circle and next to each other geographically is very promising. That makes me happy. And I had Adel on the onshore list, so now I can move it.
Yay!
Because we have a lot of French locations.
Yeah.
By far, mostly French locations as far as the communes go.
The writing like feels French sounding to me.
And it's all like around the borders of France. It's nothing like smack in the middle. It's all like if you were to draw like a nice little around France, it's all around them. I can show, hold on, let me move Adel.
Wow, it's really sprinkling snow. Let me know where we're at in terms of material.
I guess I should probably let me screen share for a second and show people what we're working with as far as our communes go. So you can see just how much France is emphasized in it.
Wow.
And
It's
then you
a complete band. That's the Druil, remember?
right.
The
But
Forest of Druil.
Right. Except
and
you see what I mean by Châtain being out of place? Like we have the south coast of France up all along the border.
Châtain is anything. I don't see that translated anywhere. You can just mark it off.
Thank God. I hate researching Châtain. It pisses me off.
Let's see. I'm just like, no. Let's get rid of it.
I don't know how confident to be with this guy down here. Atogo?
No, but what about areas near Kasir Sigur, the stop?
That's over
Tangier, yeah.
It's not far.
Because we also have like in terms of the route, we have like an outer perimeter because the place near Algiers, Tunisia. Remember there's a place up there?
I think you got rid of it.
I don't want to get rid of it.
Well, I know Tripoli is still
Tripoli, yeah. Tripoli.
No,
well, it's weird because Tripoli is like there are multiple Tripolis, but it's more it's more certainly the Libya one because of the shape of the port is exact, like an exact geographical map right there.
Mm-hmm. And it fits along the route. It makes sense. You're
There
entering
is
into
another Tripoli in Lebanon, though, isn't there, as well?
I think maybe
Maybe, I don't know. But there are, I mean,
there's a Tripoli, Greece, Tripoli,
it's a
Lebanon.
little weird that there's reference to Turkey and there's no stop in Turkey. There is reference, I think, like loose reference to Port Cordal.
Hold on, because we have, is it here or no, here, Anatolia? There is Antalya, Turkey. How close is Anatolia in the circle phonetically?
Let me check. It's Antol. Yeah, Antol. They were calling it Antol.
Mm.
It's Antol. It's exact too. It's like a there's no odd characters or like distinct characters, so it's just Antol. But they could have been calling Antol or Intol.
Mm.
But yeah, let's go back to the communes and we already know what the border was, or the route is, like, vaguely. Even
Yeah.
if one or two of them are off, the route is pretty situated. But the communes, it looks like most of them are situated except for Châtain, which we just got rid of. Where did all the markers go? Oh, yeah. Perfect.
I can zoom up a little. Have we gone over why we got to Optera from Apidonas?
Optera Atodonas. This is a
So you used to have Apidonas listed, which is a Greek location, but once I researched it, we realized it didn't exist until the 1900s.
right, but it had a
And
different
then,
name, right?
and we got here. Well, I got here because of that Crete specific Dittany that was listed. I started looking in Crete. And I think you said it looked like it could be Apteros, which is what it was, Apteros back in the
That's the one with the trembling poplar blended character.
That's that one.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I mean, I don't know what is happening with the last character. It looks like to me like a blend between like three different characters. It's a D with like a tail in the center of it.
yeah,
You don't see anywhere else.
that's so strange. So we're not
But
totally
it
sure
looks like
about.
a blend of like an S. You said Aptodonish?
So at the time it would have been Apteros or Aptoros
Optor. Yep, that is Optoros.
or Apteros.
I mean, that would it. What I have is APT. Actually, mm, it's more likely an Opto. I see Opto, and then the last character is a mystery. So
So the best we've gotten for that has been Aptera, which Crete I was looking at because we have a plant that is specific to Crete. And I found this just looking at a map of its coast. And it is within proximity to a big Franciscan hub. So it fits geographically. I don't know how sure we'll be able to get about that one in general. I'm happy with it though. It fits.
I'm happy with it too. That's the closest thing to get. And honestly, like with a character like that, I can think of like three different combination possibilities. It's just like too variable that like
Yeah.
if it makes sense, it makes sense, you know.
Mhm.
The first part of the word is a PT or PL, opplido or optido.
Mm.
And then the last character is variable, which means it's a suffix, but I don't know a suffix for what exactly. So optido, what is it again?
Upteros?
Upteros. Yeah, I mean it's unlikely actually. Upteros. Up. It's opto, right? No.
I think I may have seen Optoros in
Okay.
old sources.
It's more likely obladosh.
What? All right, hold on.
Orbladosh. Orblados. Orblados. Orblad. Orblados. Oblados. Oblados.
Abydos?
Abidos. Yeah.
Egypt.
Yep. Abidos. Abidos would be.
Mm, I don't love it.
It's so far.
No, I
And
don't like it. Mm, no.
uh, Oplados. Oplados. But it's there like it's like a T and an S. So Obladost.
I'm trying
Obladost.
to like think of like
Obladost.
what
Obladost.
country does that sound like?
It doesn't sound like anything. Opt. Optost. 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 Optost.
Optos?
Optost. Optosk. Optoskt. Optos. Optos. Uplidos. Uplidos. Plidos. Also, the A could be silent. So, Plidos.
That sounds Greek.
Bedasked. Ending with a T and an S. Ending with an ST or a TS.
It's like a toast. Toss. Tis. Like,
It could have been a mistake. What if they just made a mistake and it's an oct or
how
an in?
many mistakes have we found?
It could be a plidodine. 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 Plidodine.
Plodine?
Todine.
No way Plodine is a place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I don't hate it geographically.
Where is it?
Croatia.
Croatia. Someone
Yeah.
mentioned Croatia. Someone is like very certain that this is Croatian and Hungarian.
I mean, we have a bunch of like Italian locations not far from Croatia. It's
Let's
not.
just put, I feel like we really should just put a pin in this one because it has two variable characters. That's why I'm
Yeah.
coming up with like it's I run I my brain runs through logic just like a system would. So if a character is like uncertain, I'll map it to the next best one, you know? And it's like there are just too many next best ones. So it's like it ends up me being just like like too
I'm
many
trying to
possibilities.
see, like, there are definitely ones that we don't have, but I don't know which ones we're missing. We have Atadon.
Yep.
I'm gonna butcher the French ones. Douani.
Tedul, which is right.
Terrell.
Tedul.
Yeah, we've got that.
And then Adol, Ondol, Ondol,
Adol.
Ondol,
Got that.
Actine. We got that.
We have a teen. I'm starting to think
Skaden, Creedon. Oh wait, that's Chatain. That is Chatain though. We have to put Chatain back.
teen. It just does. I feel now that I know that Thading and Adol are in order, I feel like
I know. Thading and Otto.
we need to look at it
No,
as if
Otto
it's
is up here. Yeah, Otto is here. Otto and Thading are right here. And then there's a variation of Atin, but there's a weird character thing happening here.
Let me reshare this because I want. So we have Thading here and Adel right there.
Where? What?
Thading's right here.
Oh, and then Adel is Adel. It's like
right
French
here.
Adel. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then if we're following a path, then Adin.
Druil. Where's Druil, by the way?
Where is the Druil? Forest?
Because Druil we mentioned on the previous couple of calls.
Why are there so many Druil places?
No, just do forest. You just do forest.
I know.
Druil forest.
I did. It doesn't come up.
Oh, do
Here.
For it to Druil, yeah.
Oh, wouldn't you know? It's just smack in the middle of and all these are our other locations.
Well, they were talking about remember, let me show you.
Wait a minute. How far is Chatain from here?
Chatain's definitely on there. We have to leave Chatain, unfortunately.
Oh, god damn it.
Someone in Chatain is like, what the fuck?
Chatain.
We're just like shitting on it. It doesn't Druil mean like diarrhea? Remember? Yeah, it does. Druil means diarrhea.
I think yeah.
We're not shitting on the French. The French are shitting on us. I'm so dumb. I need to go home. I am home.
Okay.
Really quickly, I'm just gonna show am I sharing my screen?
No.
I just wanted to show you that map. Remember when we looked at Druil and there's a strip?
Yeah, the line.
St. Michael, right?
I think it's St. Michael's line, yeah.
Michael. Yeah. It's St. Michael.
Doesn't it go through the St. Michael's Mount?
St. Michael's map, it's right in the center.
Not the French one, the Cornish one.
Oh, you mean the diagonal? It's right where our locations are. It's like basically from start to begin to end.
Yeah. It's.
Let me look at my. Where did I put this? Druil. So many funny things to send for our post call. Oh, is this it?
We have 1, 2, 3. So we're confident about 12 of the 19, I think. But which 7 are we not sure about?
Well, we're not sure about Ditchling because that has a variable name and it also is not an exact match at all.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
We're sure about Aachen, Aptidon, Châtain, Sabran, Tirul, St. Andres les Alpes,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. Atina or Atine,
Uh-huh.
Antol.
Uh-huh.
And then the two that I had that were removed from the last time were actually like north near Munich. I can't read them though because I crossed them out. Let me find one where Stedding also is for sure. Oh, we were thinking about Ike and Diddle, but we changed Diddle to Tedul,
Yeah.
which
I
just makes
couldn't find anything about Dettel anyway.
yeah, that was just
So then
would have
so
made
we have
the
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Apidonis also was crossed off, I think. Apidonis is the one that has the two variable characters. I mean, it really does fit. Apidonis really does fit with like the two variable characters. So
Yeah.
I say we just leave that one pinned, and maybe one or two of the other ones that we were talking about.
Well, Apidonis can't be Apidonis because Apidonis didn't exist until the 40s.
There wasn't called something similar before. That's
No.
so disappointing. Damn.
I know. I was upset
Really
when
close. It's really close to the.
unless there's like a different Apidonis.
Sounds so old to me. It also sounds like donuts. Now I want donuts.
Oh, it actually didn't exist till the 1980s.
Wait, I want to just. Can you show the can you show the St. Michael's Path, the pilgrimage that's the diagonal? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let me look.
I'm
This
revisiting that map.
is this what you meant? Goes from Skellig Michael all the way to
Exactly.
Israel.
Yeah, the first one, the first green one. I have that screenshot somewhere, but it's hiding. As they do, despite my organization. I've come so far.
Fun fact, while we're here, that point in Ireland, Skellig Michael it's like this, it's basically an island, but it's really tiny and mostly just like really jagged rock. But at one point, it's now home to a bunch of puffin birds, but at one point it was all monks that lived there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That came up in research unrelated.
That's so cool. I wonder if that's visually, I wonder if there's any visual correlations to the map with the rocks there.
Yeah. And then the second point is the Cornish St. Michael's Mount, which I have a weak argument that is the Swallowtail Castle in the top corner of the map.
Okay, shoot.
And then the
Wait.
third
Continue.
point.
Sorry, I meant like. Oh yeah.
Have I talked about that on a call before?
I mean, we can briefly mention it again. Can you
It's
show
not
the
the best
swallowtail?
argument. I can show
Are
what it looks
they swallowtails for that? No, they're not.
like. Not exactly, but it's the way that the coast looks on it is completely right. Like it shows the walls with the water behind it coming right up to the castle, and it's exactly. Hold on. St. Michael's Mount. Let me find a good picture of it.
I
Do
think
you?
we have a lot of the, or I have some of the castles situated already.
Yeah, some of them we have. I think, right?
What was the one that came after Duncan?
The crowns, the Kennejack.
Yeah, Kennejack. Wait, did you want to talk about, that's a perfect segue. Do you want to talk about tin mining
I think we did that, didn't we?
today?
Not
No.
today, no.
We've talked about it, but did you want to talk about it more?
First, I want to tell the people about this gorgeous castle island.
Okay. It's beautiful. That's Ireland?
It's Cornwall. It's the southern tip of England.
Okay.
Um, so you can see these walls that go out to the ocean
Hmm.
that form the little harbor. If you were looking at it from the water, you would just see walls, castle, and then water behind, which is exactly what you see on that swallowtail castle.
But they're
Um,
not swallowtails, right?
they're similar, but not exact, no.
Okay.
But it just fits really well geographically in the if people want to look at my Substack, I talked about the tin streaming of it all. My one thing that's on my one article on my Substack. The
You have
garden.
so many percolating though.
Yeah, I have a lot in the works. We're moving slowly through it. Isn't this cool?
It is really cool. It's very majestic.
Um, and I'll share over here very quickly. We're talking about this top circle. I am arguing that this castle down here is that's the one that we think is Kennejack, which isn't an actual castle, but it has castle-like buildings on it, and the rock formation of the coast is called the Crowns. And then here,
The crowns, and then what I have translated is long neck royal household. It's like a
right,
direct translation. So that could be referring to um, those living at Kendajack.
right. And then the rest of this circle, Doran's translated to sort of be talking about a stop along the way and having eating and drinking. And
Haddock, this is the where they eat, or they're either fishing haddock or they're eating haddock.
and then over here, is this the acidic river right here in the corner?
It is, yeah.
So I think that's what it translated to exactly, right? Or acid river or acidic river. Um, and then you go up in here and you see this funky little circle in here that we came to the conclusion likely is describing the process of diverting a river to get tin from it, which would create an acidic river. And this area was known for that at the time. And just let me get out Google Maps so you can see how close everything is. Let me get right here. And you can see, so this is, let me zoom out. Tip of England. That's Kennejack, all the way at the very, very, very tip of it.
It
But
is very likely that this is where we're talking about in that location of the map. Very likely.
if you just scoot on into this little bay just opposite, this is where St. Michael's Mount is, right here. They're not far apart at all. It would make sense that
Right.
on the like same time of the journey that they could also make it over here.
Absolutely.
And if we're looking at the map, if we're looking at this, and this is Kennejack down here, it makes sense that over here, this would be St. Michael's Mount.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the walls with the water behind it right there. And it looks like there's water behind the castle too. So geographically, St. Michael's Mount is what makes the most sense.
Definitely. And then if you open up the map a little bit just to see the bottom one,
Hmm.
can you show us where and right at the bottom one, on the bottom right, the inset one where Duncan Pier?
Is that the one that we said was Duncan? We also have, I think, Louisburg listed somewhere.
Not Louisburg.
You might need to share. This is as far in as I can get. Have you done the inside of this circle?
Which one? Let me see.
The bottom right. I've never noticed it.
Yeah, well, I did some of it, but not all of it. But if you notice, there's what looks like kind of that cross.
Mm-hmm.
That cross comes up in maps of Irish fisheries from the 1400s.
That's cool.
I can share my screen really quick, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It reminded me of this. This is from the book that I was telling you about, sea fisheries from the 1400s to 1600s. It goes over all of the drama that was happening during the time, like financial, merchant, like the hub. It was existing as a hub with a lot of changes that were happening rapidly. And not a lot of it is, as we see in our active research, not a lot of anything was documented, or it was documented and then not archived online.
Yeah.
But if you look at the way that the coastline is depicted, it is
Yeah.
remarkably similar. This is from an Irish map.
Look at all the scalloping along the shoreline.
Exactly. The scalloping, there's the marshlands are described pictorially. It seems very rudimentary, but it's not. It's containing a lot of information. You have all of the ports, the directions of the waves even.
Yeah.
And this is Inisherin, one of the Inisherin Islands, I think. But it reminded me of this nautical compass.
Yeah. I've been thinking about the way that the sun is depicted in each of the corners.
Mm.
I'm wondering if it's orienting.
There's a lot of orientation language, especially
I think
in the educational section. Wait,
the way
what?
that it's uploaded, I think it might be upside down.
Oh,
I think the Kennejack circle should be bottom left instead of top
okay.
right.
I can see that. Well, Kendajak is like kind of like it's a perturbance in the so far out.
Well, all the way in the bottom right corner, the way that the sun is depicted with the rain and the clouds, and then in the top left you see just a little bit of the sun. I wonder if it's showing sunrise, so that would be the east, and then sunset would be the west.
And also could make sense to depict something a certain way based off of route stops.
Yeah.
So, for example, like you might go all the way to Kendajak to begin with because of tide, and then go backwards, backtrack a little bit to St. Michael's, and then continue onward. So, like, that's definitely a possibility. Having the mapping of it slightly different based off of like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
It's so cool. Did I have?
It's just so interesting that I'm really on the I think myself and several other people that are, experts or expert level, even though I'm like technically not expert proper. But I think a lot of us are thinking along the lines of the scribe, the main scribe being a woman. Without mentioning too much, I don't want to reveal too much, but there's some very interesting sections that I'm going to be releasing soon, translation-wise, that talk a bit about distinctions with the scribe or scribes. I do think that from what I've translated, one or two scribes. That's what I'm thinking. Only because there are pretty distinct differences with script writing and what's actually being discussed. But from especially the first couple of pages, even though they're out of order, I can see different styles or intentions, slightly different intentions. But physicality wise, there's reason to believe that in terms of what is being described and what the intention is and what is involved within the actual content in terms of processes. I have a full, not a full list, an almost full list of the processes that I've translated thus far directly. And they are, it's giving women or queer folks.
Or should we go into our next
Okay, so we're going to
segment?
we're going to close this segment and then we're going to open up a new video. So definitely stay tuned for our next segment. We're going to be talking about a related manuscript that I know nothing about. Caira's going to explain it, and I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this all week. So we're closing this. We're starting a new one. So follow on my page, follow, subscribe, like both of our Substacks linked below. TikTok, Instagram, same handle. We're all over the place. Social media. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bye. See you soon.
Bye.